Hi, goats. Whoa, the light up there is very bright. The light's a bit weird in here because the shades are down. I did open this window, but we have a guest staying here this week in the office, but they allowed me to still stream it here, which is nice. So yeah, hi. We're a bit tired and we're trying to pep ourselves up. And by we I mean me. Anyway, I have coffee in my mermaid mug from Cracker Barrel. Things you find at Cracker Barrel, right? I have a friend who says Cracker Barrel is my favorite new age store. she's right, honestly. So coffee, and recently I've been putting this sipping chocolate powder from Trader Joe's in with the coffee grounds, and it's so good. It's like, wow, this is basically just a mocha, and it's good even without creamer, which, like, I love coffee, but it often is just like the bitter taste is just a bit too strong for me, so like I can't actually enjoy it if I don't have the creamer to like mellow it out. But I was surprised that I almost didn't really want creamer with this one, but in some ways it's even better with creamer. But like, chocolate and coffee is just such a good combination. I also just hung out my 14 skeins of yarn that I dyed yesterday. They came out of the wash. They look great, and I put them on hangers and hung them out to dry and kind of air out in the backyard just now, because they're all rinsed. I think like they should be all of the excess dye should be out, but they smell like they have that really strong chemical smell still. But oddly, just like fresh air and sunlight helps a lot with getting that smell out. But they look great. I'm experimenting with doing more of a black colorway. Like, this was more of a blue black. Some skeins are more grayish blue than black, but it's hard to get like a really deep black sometimes on yarn. But we will see how it goes. Anyway, so last time, previously on the bunny saga, we got up to here. I think we did row 8, so let me check the chart. And I'll start doing my Bob Ross impression. Someone said I had a Bob Ross vibe, and I was like, that made my day. And I will go through the rest of the pattern. Hopefully. We might get to the ears this time. So yeah, there's there's row 9, and then 10, 11, 12, 13. Those rows are a bit shorter than the ears are 14 through 21. But they're extreme. That's an extremely short set of rows for one ear, and then you cut the yarn and reattach it for the other ear. I guess each ear is about 8 rows, so we probably won't get to the ears unless I can talk really fast. But I don't think that would be a very good tutorial. Also, with stuttering and stuff, I can't usually talk fast. So anyway, let me make sure I'm not missing chat. Oh, cool. Finished part of my birthday outfit and started working on a blanket that my mom's BF is paying me to make. He just dropped off 30 for the dishcloths. Cool. Well, I'm glad that you're making money. I just had someone order some yarn from my site, so yay. I'm about to like restock and newly stock a bunch of yarn, but and I'm just kind of trying to see with a good workflow how much yarn can I do in a week. So yeah. I think we have a repeat of that one time when I forgot my hook, so I might have to go get it. Yeah, I forgot my hook. I assumed that I had it, so thank you. I'm happy to hear that. So stay tuned for lots of cool gothy colors. The goats are going to host this stream for like 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. I didn't interrupt any wild goat parties. In any case, okay. I'm going to try not to assume that I have my hook next time, because I ended up actually putting it back where it goes. So that was, the lesson is, don't put things back where they go. Anyway, so let's do row 9. This row is a little bit different, as you'll see in both the sides and the middle. So we've chained 1 after row 8, slip stitch into the first chain 2 space, chain 4, treble crochet into the same chain 2 space, and then instead of doing the rest of this motif, we just go straight into a double crochet cluster, which is anchored here in between these two, so in this chain 2 space. So we skip this chain 1, a double crochet, chain 1. So double crochet cluster in here, and that basically finishes up the cheeks of the bunny. Chain 2, double crochet cluster in the same chain 2 space. Chain 3. The sparkly thread is all over the place. Oh, I think it... Did it break? Well... Oh well. Anyway, we have chain 3. Single crochet into the chain 1 space that's in... not the first one, you skip the first chain 1 space, but then after the first standalone double crochet in this fan, in this first chain 1 space, that's where we do our next single crochet. Then we chain 4, single crochet in between the next 2, so in the next chain 1 space. Chain 4, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 4, single crochet in the last chain 1 space of the fan shape, and then we chain 3. And skip that next chain 1 space. It's on the outside of the fan, and double crochet cluster into the chain 2 space on top of the previous motif. Chain 2, double crochet cluster into the same chain 2 space. Oh yeah, my yarn got looped around here. Okay. There. Right, chain 2, double crochet in this chain 3 space, chain 2, double crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 2, double crochet cluster in the chain 2 space of the previous cluster, chain 2, double crochet and double crochet cluster in the same chain 2 space, chain 3, then we skip this chain 1 space, single crochet into the next chain 1 space in between those two double crochet, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 3, and double crochet cluster into this chain 2 space, skipping this chain 1 space. And if you're watching the replay, there's a good chance that I've put the written version of what I'm doing, however many rows I end up doing on this live, down in the description. I've been trying to do that like a day or two at most after the live, so that people can follow along if they want to. Right. Then we just do a okay, right. It took me a minute to like remember what the pattern is doing. Next we skip this chain one, double crochet, chain one, and treble crochet cluster into this chain two space, the last one. There. Okay. Chain one, turn. I can't see if I'm on camera, so I will move the chart. I mean, if I'm off the edge of the camera, so let's just recap. That was row 9. So we chained 1 and turned for row 8. Slip stitch into the first chain 2 space, chain 4, treble crochet, chain 2, treble crochet cluster into that same chain 2 space. Sorry, scratch that. Erase. Row 9. I was looking at the wrong thing. Slip stitch into the first chain 2 space, chain 4, treble crochet into the same chain 2 space, and then we skip this chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 down here, and double crochet cluster into the next chain 2 space right above the previous version of that motif. So double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster, all in that chain 2 space. Chain 3, skip this chain 1 space and the first double crochet, and chain 1 into the next chain 1 space. Chain 4, sorry, single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, and we just keep doing that. So there are 3 loops of 4 chains, and then a single crochet in the chain 1 space. Then we skip the last chain 1 space that's outside of the double crochet fan shape. Chain 3, double crochet cluster into the chain 2 space above the previous double crochet cluster. Chain 2, double crochet cluster into the same chain 2 space, and then chain 2, double crochet into the chain 3 space, chain 2, double crochet into the next chain 3 space. As you can see, they're kind of offset here. Oh no, go down. They are a bit in the way, so I'm gonna have to move them so I can show you better. Okay, that's better. Chain 2, then we double crochet cluster into the next chain 2 space, chain 2, second double crochet cluster into the same chain 2 space, chain 3, and just like on the other side, we skip this chain 1 space and the first double crochet, single crochet into the chain 1 space, not the first one, but the one that's in between the two double crochet, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 3, and skip the last chain 1 space because it's outside the fan, and double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster into this next chain 2 space, and treble crochet cluster into this last chain 2 space. So again, we skip the chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 down here. So this row is a bit shorter than the last one. Alright, we chained 1 and turned, and then we drink our coffee. Yum. Chocolate's really good. Can't believe it took me this long to figure out how to make a homemade mocha, or to realize that I can. I'm so powerful. Yeah, so row 10. We've been slip stitching into the chain 2 space this whole time, but it's a little bit far away for just one, since we just chained 1. So what the pattern has us doing is do 2 slip stitches. The first one's into the top of the treble crochet cluster, so that's that. The second one is then into the chain 2 space above the double crochet cluster. So we are no longer doing treble crochet clusters on the sides. It's just double from now on. Chain 3. Ooh, your birthday outfit was inspired by Chinese culture and the Ming the dynasty. Cool. Sounds like a beautiful outfit. Yeah. So we chain 3, double crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet cluster in the same chain 2 space, chain 3, and we skip this chain 3 space and go to the next, chain 4 loop space here, and single crochet into that. So I don't know if you have done pineapple lace or anything where you like have the pyramid of loops that kind of taper up to the top. And the way you often do that is by skipping the first line of chains that you did in the previous row and going to the next one, so each row has one less. So that's kind of the same thing that we're doing. Doing pleat math, and it's hard. Yeah, there's so much math in crafting. It is a lot sometimes. The top was crochet and completed yesterday. Cool. If you post pictures somewhere, I would love to see. So yeah, we've chained 3 and done our single crochet into this chain 4 space, and then we chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 3, and again we skipped the chain 3 over here. So we had 3 loops down here of chain 4, and now we have 2 loops, and the next row will have 1 loop. So that triangle kind of makes the bunny's eyes, if that makes sense. The pupil, I guess. Double crochet into the, double crochet cluster into the chain 2 space. All the clusters are basically on top of each other, except in rare cases, so it makes it a bit easier to tell. Chain 2, double crochet cluster in the same chain 2 space. Under your highlights. Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I will have to go and check that out. Okay, yeah. Now the forehead is getting a bit wider than it has been, so we have a few more of these spaced out double crochets. Chain 3, double crochet in this chain 2 space, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 3, and then double crochet cluster in the cluster chain 2 space. So none of the standalone double crochets are in the cluster spaces. Alright, chain 2, double crochet cluster in this same chain 2 space, chain 3, and again we skip the first chain 3 loop and single crochet in the chain 4, chain 4, single crochet in the next chain 4, chain 4, single crochet in the next chain 4, chain 3, skip the last chain 3, double crochet cluster in the chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet cluster in the same chain 2 space. Melissa, hi! I am so glad that you love your yarn. Thank you for ordering it from me. I was very nervous about like the first batch that I sent out because I haven't done that before, so I was like, did I get it right? Like, did I put the right yarn in the right person's bag? And I double checked, had to stop myself from triple checking. But yeah, I'm glad it got to you, and it's so nice knowing that this thing that I have put so much into making that I love, like, it's also going to be loved by other people. And if you make something with it, like, post pics and tag me. I would love to see. I mean, if you want to. I actually haven't gotten to make anything with that yarn yet, or to see what it looks like, because I've just been dyeing it. So, yeah. So, right, chain 1, turn. Let me just... It arrived safely. Packaging was perfect. Good. There's kind of a funny story about when I went to the post office. I haven't sent something priority mail before, but I was like, okay, so that's the option I gave on my website, and that's what I'm going to do because it's what people paid for. So I took my package, and because I bought my own poly mailers, and the post office person, like there was a bit of confusion between my my stuttering, so I wasn't able to get the words out, but also like they kept asking asking me if I wanted something different, and I was like, wait, is there a problem with the option that I said? Because I thought that I said that I want this option, and it turned out they were offering that because other options would be maybe a bit cheaper, but I wasn't sure if like they would fit in. I wasn't sure if the yarn would fit in like the bags that the person pointed out, and also like I kind of like having my own bags. Just, you know, they have my own style and branding and stuff, and I for those who don't know, I bought some black bags and some black and different shades of blue tissue paper, so it's very like goth and me. So so I was just like, thanks, but I'm just gonna choose this option. But also like I want the shipping to be fairly simple, so I just chose one option that I thought would work for all of my yarn, and so that's the option I'm going to choose, and it's just easier. But yeah, hopefully next time I go, the person will not try and. I mean, it's nice that they were trying to save me money, but I was like, well, my customers paid for it, but also like this is what they bought, and I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna give them the shipping. That's the type of shipping they paid for. Plus, like, I'm not sure how to set up other types of shipping on my website, but yes, we will definitely learn as we grow. Learn as we go. I have been finding that out, and like it's really encouraging actually that I'll come to things I don't know how to do, and then I get past them, and I'm like, wow, I know how to do that now. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Off to a goat start. Okay, let me just go back over row 10 so that I don't forget that, just in case anyone is following along with the pattern. So we chained 1 and turned. We had 2 slip stitches this time, first in the top of the treble the cluster, the second one in the chain 2 space in between the double cluster, chain 3. Bye. Thanks for the dropping in, Melissa. Thank you, Morris. Yeah, it's turning out good. Yeah, so and if anyone happens to be doing this, like I maybe post pictures on the Instagram and tag me thorn_wing_crochet, and I would love to see the bunny lace that y'all make. So yeah, we've done our slip stitches. Then we chain 3, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet cluster into this first chain 2 space, chain 3 and skip this first chain 3 space, single crochet into the chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the last chain 4 space, chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster in the chain 2 space, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 3, double crochet in the next chain 2 space. That's all a bunch of double crochets into the chain 2 spaces down here, just in case I accidentally said 3 when I meant 2 or something like that. So chain 3, double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster in this next chain 2 space, chain 3, skip this chain 3 space down here, and then single crochet in the chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet in the next chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet in the last chain 4 space, chain 3, skip the last chain 3 space, double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster in the last chain 2 space, chain 1, turn, and that is row 10. Let me catch up on chat. I was making mine from cotton but had to start over. The puppy said he needed fiber in his diet. Luckily it was a solid white cotton yarn, but he chewed right through it. Wow. And you saw him eat the paper too. Wow. Yeah. Well, that is too bad, but hopefully you can use what you've learned and bring it to the next version that you do. Okay, yeah, I'm glad that he'll be fine. I'm not, I mean, I don't want my housemate's dog to eat my dyed yarn for many reasons, but that is one of them. But I definitely keep it where she can't get it. But yeah, glad that your dog is okay. I think I probably have time for one more, so let's do row 11. probably have to pick back up on either this Sunday or Thursday. So we've chained 1, slip stitch into the chain 2 space, so we're back to just doing that. Chain 3, double crochet in the same chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet cluster in the same chain 2 space, chain 3, and we skip the chain 3 space again, single crochet into the chain 4 space, chain 4, that's just one chain 4 loop on this row because it's the top of the pyramid, single crochet in the next chain 4 space, chain 3, and skip this next chain 3 space and double crochet into the chain 2 space, double crochet cluster. So this is our cluster motif, which of course stacks up on itself. Chain 2, double crochet cluster into the same chain 2 space, chain 3, double crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, double crochet into the next chain 3 space. The forehead is getting very wide now, and we just keep doing this the whole way across, chaining 3 and then double crochet into the next chain 3 space. So just do that until you run out of chain 3 spaces. So when that happens, after the last double crochet, we chain 3 one more time, double crochet cluster into this chain 2 space. And if I peek ahead, yeah, we're doing the same thing next row, except even more times. So be prepared for that. Chain 2, double crochet in the same chain 2 space, chain 3, and we skip this chain 3, single crochet in the chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet in the next chain 4 space, chain 3, skip this chain 3 space, double crochet in the last chain 2 space, by which I mean double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster in the same chain 2 space. Chain 1, turn. He climbed on the kitchen table and grabbed it, and the lady sat there like she was looking out. My labs are sneaky little devils. Lol. Yeah, sounds like they are mischievous. And so yeah, let's just recap row 11. So after the chain 1 turn, we slip stitch into the chain 2 space, chain 3, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet cluster in the same chain 2 space, chain 3, skip this first chain 3 space, and then single crochet into the chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet into the next chain 4 space, chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space. We have our nice the triangle of loops, double crochet cluster into the next chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet cluster into the same chain 2 space, chain 3, double crochet into the next chain 3 space, and repeat that about 3 times, just straight across. So that's the forehead coming out from the nose. I'm amazed by how this person was able to do, like, to really capture the shading of the face and like which parts are forward and which parts are backward, like just, or not backward, but like in the back, just with lace, even though most of it is empty space. So yeah. So yeah, after the last chain 3, we double crochet in the next chain 2 space, double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster right above the previous double crochet cluster motif, chain 3, skip this next chain 3 space, single crochet in the chain 4 space, chain 4, single crochet in the next chain 4 space. That's our second triangle. Hi Zara. Chain 3, skip the next chain 3 space, double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet cluster in the last chain 2 space, chain 1, turn. And we're almost done with the eyes, so that's cool. This is turning out to take more lives than I thought, but you know, I'm happy I'm finally able to like share this pattern, because I promised to a long time ago, and doing it live just feels a lot more like something that I can do at the moment. Because right now, like, making like pre-recording videos, especially top-down ones where you film your hands, just feels like a lot. So yeah, I'm here. But and this way I have something to do during my lives, so that I'm not just like, what do we talk about? I mean, I love chatting, but it's nice to know that I'll have something to do and say. I'm trying to do a lot more like tutorial and pattern content, so one way I'm doing that is by doing really short patterns of the in Instagram, the reel form. So like so I tried actually filming and then just like speeding it up and putting text over that, but even that was too long. That was like 2.5 minutes. So I thought, well, that's too long. So I can just do something that is much simpler for me, which is just take pics of each step, and then intersperse that with like a blank background that has the text on it, like do this next, and then here's a picture of the thing that you do next, and that just feels a lot more doable. And yes, it actually is very stressful to be looking through the camera as you crochet and trying to make sure that you're on camera and like it's focused and stuff, and that you're being a good teaching example. it is hard. So I've decided that might not be my style of teaching. Like I can do what I've just been doing for the past hour, and if people want to learn that way, that's great. I'll also try and put the written version of the rows that we did each time down in the description. So if you go back to the last 2 lives, I've added the rows up to row 8. So because I'm much better with the written pattern, so I thought, well, this way we have both the like talking you through it and also the written. So I love charts. Actually, that's the best pattern for me, and that's one reason why I go for charts and then like use those as the patterns that I show people examples of. But I know that a lot of people don't do well with charts, which is kind of nice for me, because it's like, oh, I have a skill that other people don't have, so that means I can give them a reason to come and watch my stuff. So yay. And engagement, content. And that's one nice thing about lives, is that I don't have to edit them at all, and I just get them straight up there. So it's like a new content at least twice a week if I do both of my lives. So I'm like, yes, algorithm. I'm still trying to work on my workflow, and like both in this and also in how much yarn I dye. I dyed 14 skeins yesterday because I'm trying to get my stock up and just like see how much yarn I can reasonably dye in 1 month, because I was looking at my budget and I was like, I could probably cover what I need to cover with like if I worked up to where I could sell 100 skeins of yarn a month, which is a lot, but it's not out of this world. So so I thought, okay, so I have to see if I can dye 100 skeins a month, and I actually think I can, or close to it, or more even. So yeah, I'm finding a lot of ways to just I am a bit tired, but that's not because I was dyeing yarn. It's because like there's a lot of other stuff that was going on, like called my insurance, and there's nothing like too bad about that. It's just a lot to like. I'm like, okay, what? Can we just get my insurance to be where and when it's supposed to be? But yeah, anyway, so I'm finding a lot of ways to just like streamline things, which is nice. I dyed the yarn yesterday in 2 batches of 7. Sorry if you can hear the car horn. And one thing that helped me go quicker was because